Welcome to another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. Before we get started, I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. Do me a big favor, hit the like and subscribe button down there at the bottom. I need all the hits I can get right now. I'm going to attempt to do this. I've been sneezing my head off now that the grass is green the last several days, including today. So I'm going to try to attempt to get through this without having to sneeze. Here we go. As you know, I started a feature last Monday called Champ and Chump of the Weekend. And so my champ for this past weekend, and it's a co-choice. Of course, one would be Scotty Scheffler for having won his second Masters tournament in the last 3 years. I don't think there's any doubt. And he pretty much dominated this tournament. And I don't think there's any doubt. We know why he's the number one rated golfer in the world right now. So congratulations to Scotty Scheffler for winning the Masters, getting another green jacket. And also, I'm going to go with the Denver College hockey team, who Saturday defeated Boston College rather handily to win their second Frozen Four in the last 3 years. They're 10th overall in school history. And by the way, that's more championships than any school in the history of college hockey. So congratulations to Denver College, a school with an enrollment slightly more than 6,100. Of course, I've never been there, but I understand it's a beautiful campus. Anyway, congratulations to the Denver College hockey team. Once again, Frozen Four champs. Nice going, guys. Before we go any further, I'd like to put in a good word for a good man who, as I've told you before, without his technical assistance, I wouldn't be able to do this. Lord knows my tech skills aren't good enough to set something up like this. Tim Lindley in downtown Hillsdale at Quality PC at 37 Waldron Street is the best tech service man in our area, in all of Southern Michigan. And not only that, he's a nice guy. But as far as his tech knowledge, I don't think there is anyone comparable to what Tim can do. And if you're looking for a new computer or a used computer, or maybe the computer you have needs a little work done on it, take it in there. Tim will fix you right up. And if you just bought a flat screen smart TV, you need it mounted maybe and programmed. Again, Tim is your man. He'll fix you right up. Anything, printers, anything related to tech services. He is, like as I said before, we're lucky to have somebody like him in our area. So get in there and see Tim, or maybe if he's not there, his assistant Zach is also very capable of taking care of any issue you have. So get in there and see him. Once again, that's at, you can call him. I'll give you their phone number, 517-610-5372. Or get in there and see him, as I said before, at 37 Waldron Street. That's about 100 yards west of Howell Street on the north side of the street, right on the alley. And when you do get in there and see him, tell him Rick sent you. Would you please? I appreciate that. Now that we've got Champ and Chump out of the way, big game for the Red Wings tonight. Of course, there was a big win Saturday in overtime on the goal by the captain, Dylan Larkin, in Toronto. If ever they need it, well, it was a must win. And I thought Reimer played okay in goal. And you felt pretty good after the Wings had a 4-1 lead after the first period. And I got sidetracked, so I missed the entire second period. Came back in the third period and see that it's 4-4. What the heck happened? But luckily, they went to overtime, and the Wings on the power play. Dylan Larkin scored the game-winning goal. The playoff scenario, the season will end on this Wednesday, the 17th. But right now, I'll put this as simple as I can for everybody out there. Here's what you're looking at. If the Wings win tonight, and Alex Lyon will be in goal tonight for the Wings. If they win tonight, Canadians aren't very good, but the Coyotes weren't either. What happened there? No. If they win tonight and Boston beats the Capitals, the Bruins do have a lot to play for. the President's Trophy is at stake yet for them. Seeding, and I'm sure the Bruins in the first round of the playoffs would much rather play the Red Wings than they would the Lightning. So they've got a lot to play for tonight too. But if the Wings win tonight, it's about as simple as I can put it. The Wings win tonight, and the Bruins beat the Capitals tonight. Red Wings go to Montreal tomorrow night, win that game, and you're in. It's about as simple as I can put it. The Flyers and the Penguins are still in yet, but that's it. Wings win tonight, tomorrow night. Capitals lose tonight. Flyers and Penguins are out. The Wings are in. Keep your fingers crossed. I don't know, as far as the injuries go, I don't know if Andrew Kopp is going to be in the lineup tonight or not. Of course, he suffered the broken jawbone last week with a high stick. Haven't heard anything, but so go Wings. Big game tonight. We keep saying every game is a must win, don't we? But this it's a must win. And of course, if they win tonight, tomorrow night's a must win. So that's the way it goes when you're in a situation like they are. But so anyway, good luck to the Wings tonight. Tigers coming off of a weekend 4-game split with the Minnesota Twins, thanks to a last bat comeback yesterday, which was very similar to the comeback they had Tuesday afternoon in Pittsburgh. This Tiger team, folks, couldn't hit water. Listen to me. They couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat right now. This 8th inning rally yesterday was very similar to the one that they had in Pittsburgh. There were a couple of ground balls that were rule hits that should have been errors. Why you've got, a ground ball to the shortstop and a ground ball to the third baseman. These plays should have been made. I mean, what's Willie Castro doing at shortstop in the 8th inning with the game on the line? He booted a ball. The play should have been made. And I don't know who the official scorer is, but they gave him a hit. Same thing with the third baseman on Mark Canha's double. That play's got to be made. So after the Baez home run yesterday, 2 balls, the play should have been made on both of them. And then a broken bat loop by Torkelson. Anyway, they were lucky to win, but I've always said I'd rather be lucky than good. But right now, how this team is 9-6 after 15 games, to me, is nothing short of a miracle. It's not fair to your pitcher, whoever's going out there for the Tigers, taking the mound to, if he knows he gives up 1 or 2 early runs, he's already put his team in a hole. That's not a very good feeling. As it is, I thought Flaherty was okay yesterday. He gave him a quality start. You ask me, what's a quality start? Well, that's a minimum of 6 innings and giving up 3 runs or less. I never did agree with that. I think it should be 2, but nonetheless, he gave him a quality start yesterday. Kept his team in the game. They did come back to win it. But Javi Baez, after hitting that home run yesterday, his first of the year, running the bases, doing that, cupping his ear again, boos. He was asked after the game by Jeff Rieger from the flagship station, who I can't stand that guy. First of all, if ever he did not have a voice for radio, it's Jeff Rieger. I can't stand listening to him, let alone what's coming out of his mouth. You know what I think now about Jeff Rieger. He asked Baez about the boos after the game yesterday, and to paraphrase what Baez said, he's used to it. Okay, just as long as it's a family atmosphere and there's no profanity or anything like that, it doesn't seem to bother him. What are we going to do with Parker Meadows? Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, as we speak, is 2 for the season. 2 hits for the season. He's batting a lusty 0.61. 0.61. That's his average right now. What's wrong with, this guy has to go back down to Toledo. Now that Matt Vierling has already shown us he's more than capable of playing center field, every bit as good as Meadows does. What's wrong with having Matt Vierling in center field and sending Meadows down, at least for a couple of weeks, to Toledo to try to get his act together? Okay, he runs fast. What does that? What does that do you any good if you're not on base? I don't know. I'm surprised they haven't sent him down by now. But unless this team picks it up with the bats and starts hitting just a little bit, the outlook, I don't think the outlook is very good. Give you a couple of stats on the Tigers here. These lusty hitting stats. After 15 games, the team batting average, folks, is a lusty 217. That's a team batting average. That's 25th in the American League. I'm sorry, in all of baseball, that's 25th among 30 teams. They've got 12 home runs. That's 29th, next to last. Total bases, 170. These are all dubious numbers. And like I said, I mean it when I say this right now. This team couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Spencer Torkelson, if you include spring training, does not have a home run all year. I don't know what his issue is, but he doesn't look like anything close to the guy that hit 31 home runs last year and knocked in 94 runs. Unless he picks it up rather quickly, that's not going to happen this year. Anyway, Tigers tonight start a series with the Texas Rangers at home. They've got Reese Olson on the mound. Going up against the former Tiger, Michael Lorenzen, who's making his first start for the year for the Rangers. Game time is 6:40. So that'll be on the same time the Wings game is on. So unless you have two TVs, you're going to be working with your remote a lot tonight. We'll save the Lions for the last. Pistons. By the way, I neglected that they are the chumps for the weekend because finishing with a 14-68 record, worst record in the history of the franchise, going back to when they were in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Apparently, they announced today they will begin the search for a president of baseball operations who will have the final say in all personnel moves. You wonder what Troy Weaver thinks about this. Why this guy still has a job today, too, folks, is beyond me. But if you're bringing in a guy who's going to have final say in all personnel moves, that's like if you owned a restaurant and you brought somebody in to have the last word on any dish that came out of the kitchen. What would the executive chef have to say about that? It's just like anything else with this team, it stinks. Doesn't make any sense. Of course, with this record now, they'll get a top 5 pick. They're sure of that. And they've got the best odds of any team to get the number 1 pick in the draft this year. But we've talked about this before on the Time Out show. There's really nothing out there. There is no Victor Wembanyama out there this year. I could throw out 2 or 3 names that might be a candidate for a top pick, but NBA executives have already said the pickings for this year's draft are pretty slim. So if you're thinking they're going to get any help with the draft, you forget that. And the Pistons' problem, too, is look at the young core they have right now. Kate Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Duran, and S.R. Thompson. Of those 4, only Cunningham is the only really true outside shooter. The other 3 just aren't shooters. Duran's good. He's young, but what is he, 20 now? To me, I would have to think about trading at least 1 or 2 of those guys to see what you can get for them, because nothing else has worked up to this point. And even if they won triple next year, triple the amount of games that they won this year, they'd still be just a 500 team. That's very sad. All right. Have we said enough about the Pistons? I think we have. Let's get out of the Lions. 10 days away. The draft is 10 days away. Ford Field, we all know that. I've compiled 10 possible draftees, 10 possible scenarios for the Lions as far as that first pick goes. And these are names, some of these names you've heard a lot before. Number one, Kool-Aid McKinstry, quarterback out of Alabama. Okay. Number two, the guy I'm still thinking that's the guy they're going to take. It would be a Donnie Mitchell, the big wide receiver out of Texas. Again, I don't know anything, but I just think they're going to move up and take him. If they move way up, then you're looking at Terrion Arnold. I'll get into that in just a second. Number three, Jackson Powers Johnson, the big offensive lineman out of Oregon. Number four, Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia. You say, wait a minute, they've already got a tight end in Sam Laporta. Bowers, nothing that says one of you could have both of them playing at the same time. There's nothing that says Bowers or Laporta couldn't be split out from the line. If Brock Bowers was there at 29, I think long and hard about taking him. I don't see them trading up to get him. But next we do have Terrion Arnold, believed by most to be the best CB in the draft. You'd have to trade up to get him. And the word is that they've been talking with the Colts, who have the 15th pick. They've had conversations with them last week, apparently. What would they have to give up to move up 14 spots to 15, the 29th pick, and the second and fifth picks next year? Well, I don't know. That's a little bit too rich for me. I don't know if I would do that or not. Unless they think Terrion Arnold is going to be the man. And, of course, he would be. He'd be an instant starter for the Lions. And he came to Elk Park for a visit last week. And he made it be known that he'd love to play with his former teammates, Jameson Williams and Brian Branch. In fact, he was taking pictures of JMO's locker last week, calling him Mr. Money. Anyway, Cooper DeJean, the defensive back from Iowa, who could play safety or corner and return kicks. You'd probably have to trade up to get him too. Chop Robinson, the edge rusher out of Penn State. You'd have to trade up all the way up to number 8, where Atlanta is, to have a shot at Rome Odunze. Most people have him ranked as the second best wide receiver in the draft, of course, behind Marvin Harrison Jr. A good one. But again, what would they have to keep? What would they have to relinquish in order to move all the way up to number 8? That'd be a long shot. And then trading down. They could always trade down. I don't see them doing that on draft night. If that was the case, Thursday night, you wouldn't hear their name called at all. But trading down, Michael Penix, quarterback out of Washington, I don't see that happening either. No. Before I forget, too, this Thursday night, the 18th, there's a special event at Ford Field for season ticket holders. The Lions will be unveiling their new uniforms for the season. There's also talk about a third helmet too, but uniforms, the word is that they've incorporated some black in with the Honolulu blue and silver. We'll just have to wait till Thursday night to see what it looks like. As I said, that's an exclusive event for season ticket holders only. So 10 days and counting till the draft. Where has the time gone, huh? Anyway, I think that's about all we have for tonight. Have we covered everything? I think we have. Good luck, Red Wings. Please, dear God, if you can hear us, we got to win tonight, tomorrow night. Don't forget Saturday morning, every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 here locally on WCSR 92.1. We've got the Timeout Show with Andy Brown. And I will talk to you again next week, provided I'm not sneezing. So until then, take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye-bye.